Good afternoon. The following is an informational video for the employees of the Hillsboro R3 School District as well as retirees of the Hillsboro R3 School District. We've been informed of some major changes related to our health insurance for the 2019-20 school year. Specifically, all employees and spouses of employees who are on our health insurance, as well as retirees or adult children on the plan. Basically everyone on our plan with the exception of children, if you have children on the plan, will have to get a physical with blood work, or there's going to be a $600 per year, $50 a month surcharge added to the insurance costs of those individuals who do not get a physical. This has been fairly common in private sector, but it's now finally reached us, and the purpose of that is to try to be more preventative in our nature as far as with the insurance. Is we've received some information. I'm going to run through a PowerPoint that was sent to us with some facts about our district and the members that are a part of our organization. That when it comes to health, there's some staggering numbers. As far as Hillsboro specifically, we have not been healthy. And so in an effort overall, the consortium is requiring all of their members to go through this process. So one thing, but before I jump in, and I probably captured your attention, and we got to get a physical, is it's just, as I want to reiterate now, is what we've been told, and it's just you have to get a physical with blood work. The results are not being sent anywhere. There's a form later on that I'll show you that we have to send in, but literally it's just a check mark to say by your doctor, they have to sign off that you actually did these items. Also within this presentation will be some information on if you have your own doctor, setting that information up. We want you to go set up that appointment right away. If you have not had a physical or you don't have a doctor, we've worked with Mercy across the street here in Hillsboro. And I'm going to have some information regarding that. In addition, I will be presenting some information if you've already had your physical this past year from May 1st until now, you are good. It's just sending in some of that information that says that you did that. So jumping into the presentation, that was a quick overview of what I'm going to discuss. I want to go through this very quickly. Is some of the information that as I'm going through these slides here is just to give you information into your insurance. This is what the insurance company has shared with us, so I want to just share that with you. As I said, we had shared it with the board. We have currently 31 member districts. We're in the same consortium as Festus and R7. We are self-funded, which means that we basically have, the consortium takes the profit out of the insurance costs. We're as schools all working together, basically is the premium is set, and then any of the bills come in are paid off the premium. And so the key is you have to charge the right amount of premium to break even. That's the goal, to break even and to build some reserves so you can have a balance that continually is able to meet your expenses. It's also required by the state of Missouri to maintain balances. Since Hillsboro has joined, you can kind of see there were expenses in 2016 were 106% of revenue. That basically means that when we finished $2 million as an organization in the red. And our expenses that year, we had 89% of our premiums that we sent in were paid out to pay the expenses of Hillsboro employees and their medical care. Last year, we didn't do very well. Hillsboro was one of the worst in the consortium. We actually spent 26% more than we had paid in premium. Our 2-year expenses are 108% of revenue. This year we received information we're running fairly good, and so our expenses are 84% of revenue at the time of when we received this presentation, the districts did. Basically, what does all of that mean that I showed you is when our current financials are currently negative right now because of being self-funded, is the premiums were not set high enough to match the claims of the teachers and employees and retirees who are on the plan. And so I would anticipate that premiums are going to go up because the goal within consortium is, again, to break even or to build reserves so that we're able to maintain a flat increase from year to year. Because they were negative and the premiums were not set high enough, there was a shortfall and a loan was taken to pay off the debt for bring all the claims up to date. Along those lines is the consortium is instituting a wellness initiative, and that's what I want to run into and discuss with you now. It's going to go into effect next school year. One of the purposes of the wellness initiative is right here is a huge slide that they had given us, and I think it's very powerful. 67% of our members are not having an annual physical. And you can kind of read through that information there. Is what it's telling us is people are not potentially addressing issues until they get out of hand, or they're large, and sometimes that is what's much more costly. And more than that is we're not being preventative and finding out early enough, which is scary because that impacts people's lives. And so the goal is to be able to find things quicker, to encourage people to take care of themselves. And part of that is going to the doctor and getting checked out and making sure that things are in order, and if they're not, addressing those issues. With the wellness initiative, employees will be asked to get a wellness exam prior to April 30th of this year. Employees that do not have a wellness exam will be charged $50 a month extra on their health insurance premium, over and above. And so the projected cost savings, I guess, to help keep your insurance costs down, they listed that amount at $1.3 million. And then individuals who say, hey, I'm not going to get a physical, which you don't have to if you're, it'll just be that surcharge. That is a choice. So through a combination of all the different reduced medical expenses, increased premiums or assessments, is the loan will be paid off, and the district and the consortium will work to build a reserve balance to maintain those reserves that are required by the state of Missouri in order to stay intact. One of the things that's important to note is while our insurance costs are going up, there's still, again, we're going to look at other costs to see how we compare, but with our unhealthiness, specifically at Hillsboro, in the last year and how they bid, it is concerning on what that would look like for our district. So as we go through, is what we're going to do here is to work to stay competitive, that they shared with us. Premiums will still remain competitive even with an increase. They're still going to be in line with neighboring districts and schools and with the rising healthcare here in the United States, really. So I'm going to jump to part 2, which was the forms in the next step. In your mailbox, you're going to be getting these forms here. there's a step-by-step instructions to complete the wellness program. Again, it is time sensitive. It needs to be completed by April 30th. Okay? What you need to do is in the forms here there's a registration and consent form. Basically, you're just going to sign it. And then what I did is I just took a picture with my phone, and then you must email it to forms@wellworksforyou.com. And then you'll mail in a proof of annual physical form. If you've had a physical already in this summer, etc., from May 1st of 2018 until now, you're good. You just need to get the form filled out and send it in. I had a physical in September, and I had to go back to my doctor. They signed it, and I was able to send it in. Again, it's a physical with blood work. You have to have your packet, these two forms, submitted by April 30th, or you will have a $50 surcharge. You can fax it, scan and email it, or I took a picture with my phone and sent it in, or you can mail it, okay? The forms, I'm bouncing ahead. The form, this is the registration form. You just need to fill out, there's no personal information other than your first name, last name, date of birth. There's no social security number, anything of that nature. As I sent it in, my name, address, and you can use whatever email and you sign it. That form needs to be sent in, and you can either scan it in an email or take a picture in email. This is the physical form that you'll take to your doctor. Again, they'll just first name, last name, date of birth, the doctor, and basically all they're going to do is check this and check this. The doctors do not send in your blood work, they also, this is all run through a third party, so we do not get any of the information. Basically, it's just, did you do it? And so that's just the certification that you did it. And if that's, if you've done that, then you are good. Again, here's the information for how to submit that paperwork. So, steps you must follow if you have not had a physical. You must make an appointment to get a physical with a doctor. Complete the forms, the registration and the physical form. Visit the doctor and have them sign the forms, and then send the forms in by April 30th. That is a hard date. Okay, if you've had a wellness visit and you didn't get the blood work, you can go back and do that. Our plan allows for more than one wellness visit a year. Apologize for that. If you have had a physical, with blood work, you just need to complete the physical form of registration, have your doctor sign them, and then return them. Visit doctor, have them sign them, and then send the form in by April 30th. We have worked with and contacted Mercy across the street. You can go to their site. Is one of the things that you'll need to do is, I'm going to send this in the email, is make an appointment. You need to set the location in Hillsboro. You can schedule an online appointment, but I would also, you can call this number, 636-238-3935, and tell them you are from Hillsboro. That's very important because they're trying to work with us to get you in to the doctor visit. They said it'll basically be about an hour, in using the clinic across the street. And if you get a physical in the afternoon, because it's a fasting blood test, you can come back in the next morning and get that blood work done and then submit your forms. And so you can go to any doctor that you want, but if you contact your doctor, but if you do not have a doctor, we would encourage you to, use Mercy, establish a primary care, go get that physical to where it is convenient. But again, call that number, 636-238-3935, and tell them you are from Hillsboro. or you can use the online scheduling appointment, but you want to set the location to Hillsboro, and I will include that web address in our email. Again, this concludes our video related to the wellness. Again, due to some major changes for next year, we wanted to share this information. If you have any questions, email me or call me or Miss Nowak or Miss Genge, and we will get that information to you. But again,